Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Chloe Emily. Good morning, my name is Chloe Emily. My pronouns are she, they, and I serve gratefully as your communications coordinator. For the last 6 years, I've also served the children and families of our congregation as one of the Sunday morning assistants. Today is my last day in that role, as tomorrow I'll be flying to the East Coast to begin my new job as the full-time Director of Communications for the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Rockville, Maryland. I will miss you all and our kids, but I'm excited to begin this next step in my career. I'll continue serving UU Fresno as your communications coordinator, part-time, doing my work fully remotely. Having grown up in this congregation, it gives me great joy to welcome you. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, California. Welcome to everyone here on our virtual campus. Welcome to everyone there on our Alluvial Avenue campus. And welcome to everyone else who might be joining us and watching the service at a later time. We are one congregation in many places. Our monthly worship theme for January is Finding Our Center. Today, we help each other find our center through reflecting on the old year that has been and on the new year that will unfold in the days and weeks to come. We acknowledge that our Alluvial Avenue church campus sits within the traditional homelands of the Yokut people. We honor them as past, present, and future stewards of this land. As a Unitarian Universalist congregation, we believe that inclusive welcome is a spiritual practice. We welcome you no matter your race, culture of origin, age, spiritual background, or religious belief. We welcome you no matter your disabilities, the amount of money in your bank account, your level of education, or your neurodiversity. We welcome you if you are lesbian, gay, bi, trans, non-binary, or gender fluid. You are welcome, with or without documentation. All are welcome here. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. This morning we have 2 ways for those who are on our virtual campus to share a personal joy, sorrow, gratitude, or concern. In addition to typing them into the chat box in Facebook and YouTube, you can now text them to us at 559-209-4977. One more time, that's 559-209-4977. But you have to do it right now. Right now, type it in right now, because we need time to gather them and get them to Reverend Tim to share at a later point in the service. Also, be sure to text your name with that so we know who you are. Now, may we in the chat box right now, in person on our Alluvial Avenue campus, or in the silence of our own hearts, take a moment to say buenos dias and greet one another.
You gotta watch out. Those triple Lutz moves are pretty tough.
Guys. You guys have to sit down now. Thank you and welcome. My name is Linda Talladay. I am proud to serve as a worship associate for this church. This morning, we're going to open with our traditional Tingsha. Please let the sound of the Tingsha open you to the service and the new year.
What a year for a new year. We needed life, I guess. Last one left us lying in a mess. What a year for a new year. What a night for a sunrise. And we thought the night would never end. Reaching out to try to find a friend. What a night for a sunrise, sunrise. What a day for a new day. And our star shines like a miracle. And the world is almost beautiful again. What a day for a new day, new day, new year. What a year for a 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 new year. What a night for a sunrise. And we thought that it would never end. Reaching out to try to find a friend. What a night for a sunrise, sunrise. Soon we'll be lying in our beds, and new dreams will fill our heads, and the old ones will be ended. Hope will forget about this place. Let it go without a trace. Wipe the teardrops from our faces. Oh, what a year for a new year. What a year for a new year. What a year for a new year. What a year for a new year, new year. What a year for a new year, new year, new year.
That was beautiful. Good morning. Buenos dias. My name is Riva, and I serve gratefully in the worship arts team. If you have a candle or chalice with you on our virtual campus, bring it close, as we'll be lighting it soon. Today we light our chalice in celebration of our new year. Throughout the ages, people have gathered around fires to tell stories, make meaning, and create community. As Unitarian Universalists, this primal impulse is symbolized in our flaming chalice. The flame reminds us that love burns at the center of our progressive faith. The open bowl of the chalice reminds us to open our hearts to receive the blessings the universe wants us to bestow upon us. As I reflect on 2022, with this very stubborn virus remaining current, it impacts a shortage of staff, certainly in the work that I do and all the areas that I see in the community. I'm encouraged when I see so many of those that are resilient and showing up in the work that they do in the workplace. And they have the mindset of resiliency, showing up. We're going to get through today. We're going to get through this week. We're going to get through this year. And I want to take from their energy, their goodness, with patience, and acknowledge their contribution into this new year of 2023. In the spirit of love and blessings, I invite you to light your chalice or candle at home. And Linda, will you kindle the flame in our Alluvial Ave chalice? Let us rise now in body or spirit and join in singing the song of praise, All Lang Syne.
1, 2, 3.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusted friend, and put your hand in mine. We'll take a cud, we'll drink a veil from old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We've done some things we do regret. We've done some things of pride. What matters now is not the past and old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Look to the new year that's begun as freshness comes anew. Behold the future that awaits. Forget the old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
I invite us to remain standing as we say together the mission of this congregation. La misión de la Iglesia Unitaria Universalista de Fresno es amar inclusivamente, crecer espiritualmente, servir con gratitud y trabajar por la justicia. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno is to love inclusively, grow spiritually, serve gratefully, and work for justice. Please be seated. So I invite us to together take a breath and imagining that we are together breathing into our hearts. And there that breath meets the joys that you have carried into this sanctuary this morning. Your breath meets the sorrows and concerns. And also, as you breathe into your heart, hopefully your breath touches at least one small thing for which on this day you are grateful. Some of us stopped at the small table on the entrance here on our Alluvial Avenue campus. Others of us on our virtual campus took time to put in the chat box or send us a text with what is alive for you. And this is just a little bit. Rachel is grateful for a new year. 2023 will be the beginning of many things for me, and I'm getting married this year. Yay. Congratulations, Rachel. Ida on our virtual campus is feeling joyful today for family and friends in this new year of 2023. Betty is grateful, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I mangle French. So you all would know this down in the Fig Garden. What is the wonderful bakery? There you go. Say it really loud so that they can hear it on the virtual campus.
La Boulangerie.
Thank you. And because they offer King's Cake in January, Betty's all excited about that. Howard Watkins is joyful to be in Fresno and see his Unitarian Universalist friends after so many, many months and years now down south in Southern California. Welcome back. And I know that on this day, there are those of us who are grieving, and we want to surround Paula, Siegel, and Laura with mourning the death of their uncle David, who died Wednesday as a result of COVID. He was so dear to us. So Paula, we're holding you and your whole family in love and light as you grieve and as you celebrate a life well lived. David. We remember too the members of our congregation unable to be with us. We lift up these, our beloveds, Margaret H., Bev F., Edith H., William H., Glenda R., and Pat M. And so for what has been shared this morning, but for everything that I know is resonating in our silence, in our own hearts, we light this, our candle of community. It burns as well for all those who on this day in the new year have no one to remember them with gentleness, no one to say their name with love. By our remembering, may we and they be blessed. As is our custom, we light a second candle. This burns for the 6.6 million citizens of this world who have lost their lives in this pandemic. In the light of our candles, we sing our call to meditation, beautiful, beautiful words. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. The first time that we sing these words, as is our custom, just imagine you're looking in a mirror and you're saying these words of blessing to our own self, perhaps the hardest thing we can do. The second time, someone you know who on this day needs love or light. And then the third time, just imagine the planet itself, the entire planet, and you hold it in love and light with these words of blessing. How could anyone?
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
And now for someone who needs love and light.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
And now encircle the entire planet with your love.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle?
On the second Sunday of each month, we hold a special offering for a social justice group, organization, or individual that is in alignment with our Unitarian Universalist values. This Sunday, we are pleased to welcome Katerina Gia, who will share briefly about the important work of Wild Church. I hope I said your name correctly.
Thank you all. My name is Katerina Hea, and I'm the co-founder and pastor of Wild Church Fresno. We are an outdoor spiritual community, and our goal is to reconnect us as humans with the natural world and with the divine presence in all. Especially in this region that, as you all, I imagine, are aware has experienced deep environmental and social harms, from air pollution to chemical agriculture to the prison industry. We believe that only love, rooted in relationship with the living earth, will guide us to protect and restore the natural world. We meet regularly for outdoor reflection and contemplative wandering times, usually under a tree near the river or in the sanctuary of a community garden, to encounter the divine presence and remember our communion with the soil, water, plants, and animals of this place. We also host monthly outdoor immersion experiences like hikes and canoe trips that help us to grow in our love for this place. We've partnered with groups like Latino Outdoors to increase access to the outdoors and hope to do more of that this year. The offering today, in line with that vision, will be used to support our Access to the Outdoors funds. These funds allow us to provide access to beautiful outdoor spaces in and around Fresno for people who face racial or economic barriers. Places like Kings Canyon National Park or Yosemite shouldn't just be for those who can afford specialized hiking or camping gear and the gas to travel there. So we offer free transportation, funding for parks passes, and we subsidize annual camping trips and canoe trips on the San Joaquin River. We also purchase hiking and camping gear for participants as needed and teach people how to use it. And it's surprising how many folks around here have never been to the mountains or have never been to these national parks. So funds this year will also support a series of decolonization pilgrimages that we're planning to learn about the impacts of colonization on the land and especially on indigenous peoples, and to support local restoration projects. So thank you so much for considering Wild Church to receive your donations on this second Sunday. It's good to be with you all.
Thank you, Katerina. In the spirit of giving, let us join our voices in our call of offering, which will appear on the screen. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who?
Before we begin our time of reflection on the year that has been and the year that is to come, we want to make sure everyone has a pencil and an index card. The ushers, I know, tried to give one to everybody as they came in today. If you don't have, at least here on Alluvial Avenue, we're hoping you have a pencil and an index card yourself if you're on our virtual campus. If you don't have a pencil and index card, would you raise your hand? We'll get one to you. Everybody looks
good.
Yeah,
Okay.
That may be a first.
That's right.
Excellent. Well done, ushers. Thank you.
Let's hear it for our ushers. So before we start, Linda, I just want to share that the two of us, I think this is our 8th time that we've co-led this reflection on the year that's been and the year that will be. Just what a meaningful service it has been for the previous 7, and it's always an honor to work with you here in this 8th year. We're going to set a spiritual intention. In the Jewish mystical practice known as Kabbalah, there's a belief that before you do anything prayerful, mindful, or filled with any kind of spiritual intention, that you set an intention. You plant a seed. And our intention, our seed, is one of the most beloved of hymns in the Unitarian Universalist tradition. We invite you to rise in body or spirit, join in singing Spirit of Life, Fuente de Amor.
2, 3, 4.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in thy heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. Fuente de amor, ven hacia mí y al corazón, cántale tu compasión. Sopla el volar, sube el amor, basta moldear la justicia de la vida. Arraigame, libérame, fuente de amor, ven a mí, ven a mí.
Please be seated. An ancient wisdom teacher in the Hebrew scriptures of Ecclesiastes noted, for everything that happens in life, there is a season, a right time for everything. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to keep, a time to throw out, a time to tear apart, a time to bind back together.
The ongoing march of time permeates the language of Latin American poet Gabriel Mistral, who writes, tiempo,
Tiempo, time. El nuevo día llega y su llegada me deja sin aliento.
The new day comes. Its coming leaves me breathless. I sing. Like a cavern brimming, I sing my new day. Cantamos nuestra día nuevo.
We sing our new day.
This morning, January 8th, 2023, we stand on the fresh edge of another new year. The unknown that will unfold to become 2023 beckons us. Yet, poet Theodore Rothke reminds us that the spiritual human must go back in order to go forward.
As the year turns, we may be especially aware of losses we have sustained, as well as positive changes. On this cloudy winter morning, we offer a few questions for gentle reflection. Let's truly take some spaciousness of time and ask.
What positive changes did I experience in 2022?
What losses did I experience?
What do I wish to release from this past year?
When I look back at 2022, what is something that I am grateful for? So let's take some time to reflect and to write, as there is a spiritual practice to be found in taking the intangible thoughts of our minds and committing them to the solidity of the written word. Hence your index card and your pencil, which is ready for your reflection. So let's truly take a few minutes to reflect and write on the year that has been.
to sound and sight, linking sense to sound and sight, source of all, to thee we raise this our hymn of grateful praise.
For the wonder of each hour,
For the wonder of each hour,
of the day and of the night,
of the day and of the night, hill and vale,
tree and flower, sun and moon and stars of light, sun and moon and stars of light, source of all,
source of
to thee we raise this our hymn of grace,
our hymn of grateful praise.
for the joy of human care. Sister, brother, parent, child, for the kinship we all share, for all gentle thoughts and mind, for all gentle thoughts and mind, source of all, to thee we raise
This our hymn of grateful praise. This our hymn of grateful praise.
The Reverend Adam Lawrence Dyer, a Black Unitarian Universalist minister, writes,
Dejemos que los espíritus de quienes se han ido nos levantan y nos ayudan a volar. Let the spirits of our departed ones lift us up and help us fly. Mix our tears with their laughter, blend our joy with their memory. Let the living dance with the dead, so that we may all rest in peace with the beauty and wholeness of our lives.
This past year, death touched many, including national figures and other people of importance. In the public arena, many influential individuals passed from this world of temporary accomplishment into the mysteries of death. Some were well known, such as trailblazing journalist Barbara Walters, artist Jerry Lee Lewis, Sidney Poitier, and Nichelle Nichols, Queen Elizabeth II, and soccer giant Pelé. Others were lesser known, including founding Sesame Street cast member Bob McGrath and basketball legend Lucia Harris, who was the first woman to score a basket in the Olympics, the only woman officially drafted by the NBA, and the first Black woman inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
This past year, we also lost many lifelong social justice advocates. These are but a sampling. Dorothy Pittman Hughes. When Dorothy was a child in Lumpkin, Georgia, her father was beaten and left for dead by the Ku Klux Klan, an experience which inspired the 10-year-old to devote her life to social justice. She organized the first shelter for battered women in New York City and co-founded the New York City Agency for Child Development. Pittman Hughes also co-founded with Gloria Steinem the Women's Action Alliance, a pioneering national information center that specialized in non-sexist, multiracial children's education in 1971. She was a co-founder of Ms. Magazine, and in 1972, before Roe v. Wade, was a signer of their We Have Had Abortions campaign for reproductive justice. Her iconic portrait with Gloria Steinem hangs in the National Portrait Gallery.
We also remember Patrick Haggerty, founder of the band Lavender Country. Haggerty was raised on a dairy farm near Port Angeles in Washington state. After being dismissed from the Peace Corps in 1962 for being openly gay, he moved to Seattle and became an artist and activist with the Gay Liberation Front. In 1973, he released Lavender Country, the first gay album in country music history. 1973.
Rosario Ibarra, Mexican senator. In April 1975, Ibarra's 21-year-old son disappeared after being detained by security forces at a demonstration. Her 2-year search for him led her to found the Committee for the Defense of Prisoners, Persecuted Persons, Missing Persons, and Political Exiles. Ms. Ibarra went on to be elected a parliamentary deputy and senator in Mexico, and in 2000 was the first woman to run for the presidency of Mexico. She was rarely seen in public without a photo of her missing son. Her work eventually bore fruit. In 1978, President Jose Lopez Portillo signed an amnesty initiative that released around 150 of the missing people on Ms. Ibarra's list from detention. Her son was not among them. His fate remains unknown.
This morning, we also lift up 2 deaths that went mostly unnoticed, except for close family and friends. Sadly, this is too often the case for those lives lost in acts of domestic violence or in acts of violence against the transgender community. On Wednesday, December 7th, 58-year-old Julie Bounds was found dead in her Madeira Ranchos home, murdered by her estranged husband. Neither an emergency protective order to protect her nor the seizure of her estranged husband's firearms prevented the deadly outcome. Fresno's Marjorie Mason Center provides some resources for those looking to escape domestic violence. According to the Director of Development and Communication at the center, by early December, they'd had nearly 2,000 crisis drop-ins in 2022, up nearly 500 from the previous year.
Tiffany Banks' family and friends remember her as a sociable and beautiful butterfly. She loved to sing and dance. Tiffany, a 25-year-old Black trans woman, was killed on October 1st, 2022. Her death is the 4th known killing this year of a Black transgender person in Florida, a state whose governor has waged verbal and legal war against the trans community. Tiffany's was one of the at least 35 violent deaths of a transgender or non-binary person in 2022. I say at least because often these deaths go underreported. The Human Rights Council notes, while the details of these cases differ, it is clear that fatal violence disproportionately affects transgender women of color, particularly Black transgender women, and that the intersections of racism, sexism, homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, and unchecked access to guns conspire to deprive them of employment, housing, health care, and other necessities.
Linda, on behalf of the entire congregation, will you please light this candle to honor the lives of Dorothy Pittman Hughes, Patrick Haggerty, Rosario Ibarra, Julie Bounds, and Tiffany Banks. This past year, 7 members of our church community passed into the mysteries of death. We lost some far too soon, and some after a well-lived long life. Reverend Elizabeth Tarbox, a Unitarian Universalist minister who herself lost her life to cancer, reminds us, do not despair that love has come and gone. The love that spilled out of us has joined the love that circles the world and makes it blessed. This morning we remember Dwayne Barker, who died January 21st. Jason Bernardi, who died April 25th. Molly Contos, who died June 17th. Al Goodman, who died July 30th. Donna Pirelli Minetti, who died August 16th. Board member Bill Maya, who died September 6th. Linda Goudot Hallstone, who died December 12th. This past year, I know that many of us have experienced losses, the deaths of madres y padres, siblings, los hermanos, familia, friends, co-trabajadores, animal companions, and persons who shaped or mentored us. The pain and the empty places left behind is real. The grieving for each of us is unique, and despite what they like to say, it is ongoing. Every year we create the space and the opportunity that if you have a loved one, a family member, or a friend, we invite you to come forward. I'll have a microphone, and you may speak the name or names of those you want to remember into the microphone, and then come to the center table where there are candles, and you can light a candle and then place them into our containers of community that will hold their life and their light. If you also experienced a personal loss that was not a death, we also invite you to light a candle, either silently or spoken. Our virtual campus, we invite you, if you wish to have a name and a life memorialized, to text us at 559-209-4977, and we will include them at the end of our ritual, reading those names out loud as well. That's 559-209-4977. We will begin in a moment with the folks on our socially distanced side, inviting you to come forward where I'll meet you with the microphone, and would ask that you go back the center aisle and then cross over. Then we'll move to the far side here, coming down into the front and then heading back on the center aisle. And then last but certainly not least, those of us in the center section, we too would ask that you come down the side aisle. I'll meet you with the microphone, and once you've lighted your candles, to head back in the center aisle. And so we remember with sorrow and celebration those whom death has taken from our midst during the past year. We recall them now with reverence and with love.
My niece, Sarah Whitford Ham. Jacqueline Curtis.
David Sears, Gretchen Miller, and our cats, Curry and Freddie.
Renée Marie Lavoisier, my sister-in-law in France.
I want to remember my late husband. It wasn't this last year, but nevertheless, I miss him terrifically.
My chess buddies, Donna Green and George Day.
My good friend Gloria's husband, Rex Holliday.
My brother's partner, Jim Moore.
My wonderful brother-in-law, Jerry Sussman, and Ray McKnight, who is a professor at Fresno State.
Our beloved dog, Charlie.
Betty Lytle and Rose Miller.
For Al Goodman, Hugh Williamson, and Guido Hallstone.
Also, my dear friends, Hugh Williamson, Guido Hallstone.
Five and a half years I mourn the death of my late husband, Ken.
My granddaughter, Deborah.
Cousins, Sue Middleton and Brittany Lorovich. Friend, Gretchen Miller, and my son's father-in-law, Dennis Fair. Had a lot of loss this year.
Did we have any names from our virtual campus given to us? And Linda, it appears they do, so if you would light candles on behalf of the names that we will share. Hugh Williamson. We light a candle for someone who has said for their mother. For sister-in-law Barbara. For Steve Ordiano's maternal grandmothers, Cardita Flores Ibarra and Chabela Ordiano Vincente. For sister-in-law's cousin Randolph. For Rabbi Moshe Miller. And lastly, for Stephanie Contreras. And Linda, I'll invite you to light one more candle. Oh, we have another name coming forward from the virtual campus. For Ida's Aunt Pauline. And as we say at the beginning of every celebration of life in this sanctuary, as Linda, you light this candle, let us remember that a human life is sacred. It is sacred in its being born. It is sacred in its living. It is sacred in its dying. A human life remains sacred by our remembering. May it be so. Let us join in our words of remembrance, which appear on the screen. I invite you to read aloud the words in italics. It is right to remember the names of those who gave us strength in our living. It is right to name the power of lives well lived. We share a history with those lives. We belong to the same motion. They too were strengthened by what had gone before. They too were drawn on by the vision of what might come to be. Those who lived before us have not melted into the dust and have not disappeared. They are with us still. The lives they live hold us steady. Their words remind us and call us back to ourselves. Their courage and love evoke our own. We, the living, carry them with us. We are their voices, their hands, and their hearts. We take them with us, and with them choose the deeper path of living. We seal this hope by rising in body or spirit and singing a song of continuing life and new beginnings. Morning has come. Our new day has come.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Please be seated. Open our eyes to see that life abounds. Open our hearts to welcome it among us.
This past year, members and friends of our church community welcomed 5 new lives into their families. Lives that will grow more fully into this new year and beyond. These children are our future.
As each precious child's name and birth date is called, we light their candle of life and celebration. Robert Zane Simonium, born February 3rd, 2022, son of Anna and Michael Simonian. Miles Joseph Kaizinga, born May 26, 2022, son of Emily and Tristan. Maeve Zamora, born June 16, 2020, niece of Chloe Emily. Vincent, born July 6, 2022, great nephew of Betsy Temple. Briggs Owen Crowder, born December 26, 2022, a Christmas baby, grandson of Marilyn Erb. If there are any other babies born into your family or your circle of affection in 2022, we invite you on our virtual campus to type those names into the chat box, or on our Alluvial Avenue campus, we invite you in just a moment to call out those names. So any other baby names of 2022 that you want to add, we invite you to call them out now. Blessed be. Blessed be. And so let us join now in we have one more. Oliver, blessed be. So let's join in our words of welcome, adapted from the words by the Reverend George Kimmich Beach. Linda will speak the words in regular type, and we'll respond with the words in bold.
May we know that these children, though dear to us, represent just a small part of the estimated 134 million children born in the last year.
Each child is precious and holy. Each child is a part of life renewing itself once more. The spirit of life recreated over and over in little faces and tiny smiles.
New life comes to us as a gift.
Each new life makes its demand, expects our attentiveness, enlists and organizes our energies, and blesses us. May be worthy of the gift and glad receivers of the blessing.
New life grows. Each new life ventures first words, first steps, first essays in the art of living. Each grows, ever surpassing the life that was for the life that shall be.
New life has a story to tell, and we shall listen. Please celebrate the new life now forever connected to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno. I have to say that those baby faces truly bless us. Very brief final thoughts. Alberto Rios writes, "You are bringing with you in every breath and in every step, everyone who has come before you. All the yous that you have been, the mothers of your mother, the fathers of your father, Know that you are made fundamentally from the good. With this knowledge, you never march alone. You are the good who has come forward through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise. What we bring finally into the new day, every day, is ourselves. And that's all we need to start. That's everything we require to keep going.
Gordon D. Gibson observes, each of us is a conscious way station in an internal, evolving universe. We can mark our portion of the whole with the fragile boundaries of life, birth and death, name and address, memberships and possessions, lessons learned and things carried forward. But who, possessing a number or a date or a name or a lesson, really knows herself or himself or another? We are way stations on a universal process.
Before we were, there were others, and after we go, there will be others. All that we are was contained and folded in those before us. All that we become will pass on into those who come after us.
Even before humankind, we lay hidden in other species. Before life arose, its possibility was concealed in rock and stream. Even in the beginning of time, all the promise of us was found in lava and in light. There never was a time that the universe hasn't pulsed with the hope of each of us. There will never be a time or after time that our influence will not go on.
This is the mystery and the wonder of life. We are at one with everything, and everything is at one with us. Each of us is a conscious way station in an eternal, evolving universe.
In that spirit, let us rise as we are willing and able and join in our closing hymn, Life Calls Us On.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here in reverence now we gather for the blessings we have known, with a pledge to one another that we journey not alone. Joy and sorrow make us wise, kin to all that lives and dies. Love calls us on. Love calls us on. Words and deeds of those before us awaken here to keep us strong. Blend our voices in the chorus of the creation's living song. Courage bids us lift our eyes upward to the shining skies. Hope calls us on. Hope calls us on. Loyal guides in love and duty lead us with a trusted light. Blessed are those who flows of beauty, shows the path of truth and light. Honor is their earthly prize. By their work we realize it calls us on. and of good that yet shall be. Bright the path before us lies. Joyful pilgrims now we rise. Life calls us on. Life calls us on.
Please be seated.
So in my theme of resiliency, I'm grateful to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno for the resiliency in what I perceive an unpredictable world. I'm grateful that there's been this spiritual home that's been consistent. In our worship arts team, when we gather together, I've had the privilege of hearing how there's the members that have gone above and beyond to keep us together, to keep us connected, particularly people behind me here that have worked so hard to keep our members connected during such a difficult time in our world. And I'm grateful as a member that I can count on this home that I worked a long time to find. And so as we prepare to end our service and enter into our afternoon, please join us in our chalice extinguishing words led by Karen and Troy.
Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts.
And I think Tim has some
Reminders. Yes. I do. Riva, you can stay right there. Let's give our appreciation to Stolen Thunder, to Riva, and to Linda. Just a few quick reminders before we set you off into coffee hour. Patty Bennett is our coordinator of community life. If you are new or newish to the community and you want to move from this being a place that you visit to a place where you feel like you belong, Patty is your go-to person. Please see her after the service. And she has postcards because she's very eager and excited to let you know that we're going to have a slide about that in just a second. But first, to let you know, coffee hour outside. We have 1 heater. 2 were stolen Christmas Eve, but we've ordered new ones, and they will be here within, hopefully, the week. Also outside, there is a question and answer table with a board member if you want to have some answers to your questions about Unitarian Universalism. As you head through on our Alluvial Avenue campus, our ushers have slips of paper with food that we invite you to bring back next week for our 3rd Sunday food collection for food pantries. Next Sunday is the 15th, and it is Martin Luther King Sunday. I hope you will join us. And then on Monday, January 16th, we will participate, as we always do, with our Martin Luther King March, Fresno's March gathering at 9:45 downtown Fresno. Coming up in 2 weeks, it is Invite a Friend Sunday. We hope that on our virtual campus, as well as our Alluvial Avenue campus, you will invite someone to join you in coming to the service. It's said that 85% of anyone who visits a Unitarian Universalist church does so because someone invited them. How many have you invited to church during the course of your time here? Last but not least, our auction, Love is in the Air, will be taking place February 5th through the 12th. What experience, service, or gift card can you offer for our online auction? Thank you, Louise. You gave us a gift card today. We appreciate that. I look forward, as you are able, to receiving your gift cards or your experiences or service that you will offer in our online auction. So, we do have a tradition. that if it's your first, second, or third time, we like to gently welcome you. Thank you for being here at the service. So if this is your first, second, or third time with us, either online or here in the Alluvial Avenue campus, online, you could type your name here on Alluvial Ave. We ask you to just rise for a moment. We won't leave you alone for long. So welcome, 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 welcome. I invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them for our closing words and then our sung benediction. If you came in a pod, you can join hands. Otherwise, we invite you to place your hands over your precious human heart. Our benediction, these words are from William Murray. These are the days that have been given to us. Let us rejoice and be glad in them. These are the days of our lives. Let us live them well in love and service. These are the days of mystery and wonder. Let us cherish and celebrate them in gratitude together. These are the days that have been given to us. Let us make of them stories worth telling to those who come after us. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
2, 3.
Go from here in peace, go with love. Go from here in peace, go with love. Go from here in peace, go with love. In love, go in peace.
Shalom and assalamu alaikum. Happy New Year.
3, 4.